Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for coming back and logging on, and if you're new here, I'm really happy to have you. Today I'm going to make one of my more creative and fun dishes. I'm going to be doing Fluke with Burre Blanc Sauce. This is one of the sauces that I learned working for a French chef, and it's pretty much just vinegar, shallots, butter, and cream. So yeah, let's get into it. Alright, so the first step is always getting the top and tail off the shallots. This recipe tends to be pretty precise, mostly because it's a French dish, and everything in French cooking requires gram scales and understanding that. So we're going to have gram scale, and we're just going to dice these shallots into fine mince. Next, you need about 94 grams of champagne vinegar. Alright, then you're going to measure out about 2 grams of salt. Next, you're going to need about 60 grams of heavy cream. And you're going to need half a stick of butter, and then make sure you cube it up so when you emulsify it into the sauce, it emulsifies properly and evenly disperses. Alright, and then in a separate container, you're going to take about 4 grams of champagne vinegar and 1 gram of chili powder or cayenne pepper. And then you're going to combine them, and once the entire thing comes together, it's going to add a splash of acidity at the end. So I'll show you what it comes with. And this Burre Blanc recipe goes well with any sort of whitefish. I usually do it on halibut, but today Fluke was what was fresh, so that's what we're going with. Just a little tutorial on how to feel for pin bones in a flat whitefish. You find the seam kind of where the spine would be, and you can kind of feel with your fingers going up, and you can kind of feel where the bones stop. So that's where you can take your knife and perform a V-cut right there and right up. And this is holding a lot of the pin bones that sometimes you get when you're eating the fish. Take it out of the fridge about 20 minutes before cooking, portion it up however you'd like, and salt it right before cooking so the water isn't drawn out, making the fish a little tough. So now we're going to take a small saucepan on medium-high heat and add in those shallots with your champagne vinegar. You essentially just want to get this to a boil and make sure that turns into a syrupy jam of shallots and vinegar. So you just want to keep it moving, making sure it's not sticking to the sides of the pan, burning. So here you see it's just starting to boil. You just want to keep it moving, making sure everything's okay. You're definitely going to want to turn on your vents there. And then this is the consistency that you're looking for. More of a jam, a little bit of the vinegar still on the bottom, but mostly a jam. And now you're going to take a couple cubes of butter at a time and make sure it emulsifies in properly before adding in your next couple cubes. Now you can turn the heat down to medium-low here, making sure that it's all staying nice and cool before adding in that next round of butter, making sure it doesn't burn. Once that's all emulsified in, you can start to add your heavy cream. Make sure you just slowly drizzle it in so it properly emulsifies. Now you can cut the heat once it starts to simmer and add in that little kick of champagne vinegar and cayenne. I had chili powder here. It just gives that much needed acidity at the end. And now you can take a nonstick skillet, throw it on medium-high heat, and then we're just going to season up this Fluke. with salt and pepper. Make sure everything you ever do, salt and pepper from high, so it evenly disperses over the meat or fish. Just gonna throw a little bit of olive oil in the pan, just so nothing sticks. And then you always want to lay the protein, whatever you're putting in a pan, away from you so the oil doesn't splash. What I'm doing here, I'm just holding it down so the entire surface area of the fluke gets covered by the pan. And then I'm just taking this fish spatula, making sure it's still getting that even coverage before putting in my next piece. Then we're just gonna season up that other side. And I wanna mention that this recipe is great for 2 people. The sauce is a 1/16 batch of the entire proportions. That's gonna be in the description down below, so you can scale it for however many people you'd like. Just gonna get a sense of how this fish is cooking. Looks great. Just a little bit of color on one side. You don't wanna cook it, extremely through, mostly because it's gonna turn tough and dry and start to flake apart. So looking perfect right there. We're just gonna plate it up. All right guys, now all you have to do, once you're done with the fish and the sauce, bring it together, plate it up, just like this. And that's pretty much all for today. You can grab whatever green you want. I have basil, so I'm gonna tear that on. But that is all for today, guys. So I appreciate you all for tuning in and checking out what was on the menu tonight. And make sure you like, subscribe, and share the content so more people can see content just like this. Bye.